your thoughts on how the last 2 weeks have gone with a little bit of a break from games and then this matchup coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, obviously it's been a different couple of weeks now with less games than maybe in other years we had in these moments. I think it's been very good, positive 2 weeks with the people that was here, the players that were here, the staff. We kept working, trying to improve like we always do. We put a lot of emphasis on the individuals on these periods of time. And then I think it's been also a very good international window, lots of positives. Everyone seemed to be back in good form. Everyone has played. Emily was, captain in the US, Esther going back to Spain and scoring those two goals. Like every player has had some very, very positive experiences, and now we're all back together now, trying to prepare for this game, to get those 3 points in front of our fans. Very excited to be again at the Red Bull Arena. I think last time the fans were amazing. Obviously, the game was a bit unfortunate on certain ways, so we hope that this time that those unfortunate events don't happen to us, and then we can get that win that I think the team really deserves. So.
Jenna, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Taiwan. Thanks as always for taking the time. I wanted to ask actually about Midge Purce, if it's possible that we might see her this weekend, and whether or not that's the case. Just generally, how eventually having her back on the pitch will help spark the team and hopefully help that in the final third and getting the goals that I know you guys really want.
Yeah, well, Jenna, I'm very happy to, after I think it's 13 months, I'm able to sit down here and tell you that Mitch is gonna be available for selection if nothing happens between now and the game. For us, is first credit to herself, to everyone that she's been working with here with our medical team and high performance, all the coaches, and especially to herself and her teammates. They've been outstanding. It's been a very long road since the injury happened last year in Portland. She's worked extremely hard to be able to get to this point, and obviously it's the first game in a very long time. But so she probably won't play an amazing amount of minutes, but the fact that she's back in for the team, for herself first and foremost, but for everyone is exciting news. And from here really recognize how hard she's worked and how she's kept a positive mentality around everyone and supporting everyone to be the best version of themselves on the pitch, and others she's able to contribute to the team. I think everyone is very excited, and I'm aware that she is too. So yeah, very, very excited to have Mitch back in the team. She's a very special person, a very special player. As you said, she makes the difference in the final third in a lot of aspects. But one thing with Mitch that we saw obviously last year with Pullen, but the year before, and something that for me is pushes her work commitment with the team, with the press, with the defensive work rate, and how much she's doing on that aspect as well, which for us is as important as the attacking. So we're very, very excited to have her back.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to see her back out there.
Yeah, I know you are, Jenna.
Anthony, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Anthony Merced of AJM Sports. So this game this weekend, you and North Carolina are in a similar boat. No wins yet this season. It's obviously way too early, but how important is it for this team to get this win this weekend to keep from going too long without it affecting the psyche?
Yeah, I think it's very important, but it's as important as it's any other win. I think we're doing some very, very good things. We are working behind the scenes to make sure that the things that we need to improve are happen as soon as possible. But I think that the base and who we are is showing in a lot of ways. I think we just need to put those pieces together on the final third. But a lot of the stuff that we're doing, we're leading the league in a lot of things that we look internally to make sure that the style that we play is there. And I think that the players have seen that, they recognize that. We want to make sure that we kept those standards in terms of our defending strategies, especially what we call structure. But we want to make sure that in the offensive side we add that little spark on the final third that hopefully can make us get those 3 points. And I think that the players are very excited. We're very excited, and North Carolina is a fantastic team. Sean is a fantastic coach. They're a very, very tough opposition. Obviously, I think they've also been a bit unlucky in the last game, missing that penalty and see certain situations that they also probably should deserve to be a little bit higher. So we will go in the game how we always go. Like we always get ready to give everything, and this time won't be different. No?
Michael, go ahead.
Hi, Juan. Thanks for your time today. I was just wondering if you could provide some clarity on Stella Enyemechi's availability for Ghana. I know she wasn't named to the matchday roster for either of their friendlies, and there were a few social media posts from the Ghanaian women's national team that seemed to suggest she wasn't with the squad at all. Can you confirm whether or not she made the trip over there, and if not, what were some of the reasons as to why?
Yeah, I think she didn't make the trip. Obviously, there is a lot of considerations now when people traveling to certain countries. Also, I think Kim and the national team of Ghana, they have obviously been very helpful. I think for a player that is that young, that's never been in an environment like that, the process of adaptation is also very important, because she for certain situations with paperwork she missed most of pre-season. So at this time, she didn't go. The same with her than with every player. When we really want to support our players to play for their national teams, I think it's a great honor and a privilege to be selected. So I think maybe the situations globally, which obviously is not my place to talk about, like it's making the things a little bit more difficult at the moment. I think we've seen that down the media, and I hope that all can be resolved quickly to make sure that everyone can carry on doing what they love doing, which is playing football. No?
Jonathan, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. How are you thinking about covering the center back spot with Tierna out now? And are there players specifically whose roles you think have to change to cover for that absence?
Yeah, well, obviously with the way we've done things, and especially with Tierna and Emily being international so often, I think we've seen other people stepping into those roles fantastically well. Even in the last game, we saw Mandy being, like Tierna had to come out obviously with that injury, and Mandy came on, and the level of the team, we maintain everything on that defensive side of things. So we will have to see. At the moment, we don't have a lot of defenders in the roster, but Bruna is there, Mandy, obviously Jess Carter, then we have Lily, Emily, and we have players that have experience playing with us on the back line, like Neely or Tarin, and I think that the team is ready. I think it is very unfortunate, and from here, I want to send another big, I would say, shout to Tierna, because the way she's handling the injury, her mindset, how she's behaving as a captain of all of us is been amazing, and she's really a key part of who we are now. At the moment, unfortunately, the fans and you guys are not going to be able to see the most important thing, which is Tierna obviously playing on the pitch, but like we're lucky to have her with us every day, and she's going to play a different role this year for sure, but a very, very important one as our captain.
That's great. Have you had discussions internally about who's going to wear the armband while she's out?
Yeah, I think in there the order is Mandy is the next one, then is Neely, and then we also have in the leadership group Rose and Jess. So I think we've got plenty of people that has been chosen by their teammates to represent them and to be the captains of the club, together with myself and the club itself. So I think we got definitely a lot of leaders that can wear that responsibility. I think even after them there is more players that are ready to step in. I think last year we got to the point where we had so many internationals that also Neely and Mandy, who weren't in principle to be captains of the team, they end up captaining the team, and the team still perform at a very high level. I think we try to run a culture where everyone is important on those roles. So yeah, I think that would be the order if you want.
Thanks.
You're welcome.